everyone, and welcome to another one of our CAP Around the World series. Is that what we called it? Sergeant Lemos, help me out. What is the series actually called?
Yes, yeah, it's Cap Around the World.
Okay, yeah. So welcome to another Cap Around the World video. Today we have a Michigan Wing Cadet Ambassador visiting us today, and it's Cadet Staff Sergeant Lemos. So hello and welcome. I'm very excited to chat a little bit about Michigan Wing things and just kind of your general Cap experience. So, one of the things that we had discussed a little bit before recording this was that you attended encampment this summer.
Yes.
When did you join CAP?
I joined CAP the very day I turned 12 on May 8th.
Okay, and
2020.
So you joined during the pandemic.
Yes.
Oh. So talk to us a little bit about what that was like. Like, was it confusing? Were there things that were overwhelming? Like, I've heard from people that drill and ceremonies was very challenging because they were just standing in front of their computer screen being like, right face, left face. And the flight commander would be like, guys, I can't see your feet, so I don't know if you're doing it right. Could you, like, tilt your cameras to look at your feet? So, like, what kind of challenges did you have joining that you don't think other people who've been in CAP a little bit longer haven't had challenges with?
Well, yeah, there was definitely drill because I joined the week after they had their first virtual meeting. And luckily, I had a cousin who was in CAP before, so she showed me some of the stuff.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was like we didn't actually like do drill during the actual meetings themselves. We would just have like some speakers talking about aerospace and things. I guess it was just too complicated to try and do that virtually. But one of the good things was that the tests went by really quick because you didn't have to do drill tests.
So your squadron decided not to do drill tests at all? And they just waived that requirement?
I mean, there was no way during that time.
Some squadrons adapted. Sort of.
We just took the leadership in the aerospace tests and we just let it slide.
And you waived the PT too then?
Well...
Or was it parent administered?
We did PT in the online meetings, but everyone would turn their cameras off. Like, okay, push-ups, 1 minute, go. And then everyone turned their cameras off, and they would just have to hope that we were doing push-ups.
They totally weren't.
I was.
But why would you turn your camera off? Why do you need to turn your camera off?
It was just seemed kind of awkward to just leave it on and there would be nothing there.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward. It's true.
True. In my mind, it was awkward. I mean, and everyone else was turning their cameras off, so it was like, oh, I guess this is procedure, because I had no idea.
Falling for the social norms and not questioning it. Well, I guess if it was like the first like month of being there, yeah, you're not gonna go against those norms. But wow, that's challenging.
Yeah.
So how did you maintain motivation and excitement about CAP, even though you weren't getting those in-person experiences?
Well, I was lucky enough to make friends really quickly.
Okay.
So we would just kind of chat, and we would have our own little Zoom calls, and we would talk about CAP, and they made it interesting for us.
Okay.
I was like interested in the aerospace. They taught it very well. It wasn't like, and here we have the engine, and this is how lift works. They were able to make it entertaining. We had guest speakers who were apparently like very top notch. I didn't really know much about who was top notch and who was just there speaking, but it was cool, and it would give you lots of things to talk about and answer questions, and they made it very interactive. So I guess that was mostly it, and because my cousin would tell me about all the exciting things I'd get to look forward to.
So what kept you in was the prospect of eventually going to an in-person meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because I know like a big aspect of Civil Air Patrol's aerospace education program is the AEX activities, the Aerospace Education Excellence activities, where they've got books upon books of just different activities that you can do. Like, I know when I think I was like 13 or 14, like at a unit meeting, we got these giant sheets of tissue paper, and we were using like Elmer's glue sticks to like try to glue each of these sheets that we cut out together to make a balloon. Of course, this balloon was very ineffective because there were holes in the glue. But like we would try to use a hairdryer to blow the balloon up, but the hairdryer was too small in comparison to the balloon, so it just kind of like flopped, and then it would like kind of just, yeah, it was not the best thing. But it did not melt the glue.
Okay.
No, it was just like a normal hairdryer, so it wasn't super exciting. But okay. Like the hovercraft one, if you ever get to do the hovercraft one, anyone out there, if you get to do the hovercraft one, it's essentially like where they have this balloon of air underneath the wooden board, and then they like either tape or hot glue like a lawn chair onto the top of it, and then you use a leaf blower to blow up the balloon thing, and then you go, wow. Whee! Or maybe there isn't a balloon portion to it. Maybe you're just using the leaf blower and then like the platform and the chair. I think it's been so many years, but that was like that was a top-notch AEX activity. So what activities did you get to do? Like, did they let you do stuff at home and they were like, all you need is a straw and a piece of paper? or did you just kind of watch them do stuff?
We just kind of watched them talk about stuff.
Okay.
It's been a while. I don't quite remember. I don't think we got to do stuff like that. I just remember sitting there.
Wait, let me see if I have materials. So basically, there's a rocket you can make where you take like this is not a straw, but you take a straw and then you tape like a piece of paper. This is a previous prop from one of my drill videos, and I just have it as a random piece of paper. But you cut it so that it's probably like a third of this width. But then you can, that's like a paper airplane. It actually flies. I don't have any straws readily available, but essentially you throw it. Well, obviously it's taped and cut, but you throw it and then it flies. And I'm like, it's literally just a straw and a piece of paper. That's amazing. But there are so many fun AEX activities that I hope you get a chance to do. Like, is your squadron meeting in person now, or are you still virtual?
Yeah, we're meeting in person now.
Yeah. So do that one. Tell them about your straw and paper activity. Just bring that to everyone and be like, I present to you the straw.
My flying paper and straw.
So I greatly enjoy the hands-on aspects of aerospace education.
Well, right now we're doing the rockets.
Are you doing the badge?
I think so. We're working towards it. We made the little rocket. I have it right here, but it's on display.
Can we see
the
it?
one with the little foam. Then you take the rubber band.
Can we see it? That was called the Goddard Rocket, I believe.
This one.
Yay! Oh, that's a fun one.
Yes. What they did was, after everyone was done making it, mine actually, someone borrowed it and it broke. So this is a different one.
Oh.
But we made these, and then they would have us line up. There's like this big parking lot. Well, it's not a parking lot. It's a runway. My bad. So we do it at an airport.
Okay. A little bit different.
We have a runway.
Yeah.
And then there was a certain section of it, and we would start at the beginning, and then we would take it and we would launch it. Then we'd go to wherever it landed, do 2 push-ups, pick it up, and keep launching it. And every time it fell, you did 2 push-ups, and whoever made it to the end got a chocolate bar.
So you burn all those calories for nothing. Nice. That sounds like a fun activity. Like when I first did the Goddard Rocket, it was many, many years ago. And I think like for some reason I had foam that was yellow colored. And so I actually used like the 3 fins, and then I actually made 2 little small like semicircles out of white foam, and I glued it to the sides, and I called it the Bumblebee. I was like, mine is so cool, it's amazing. And then when we did the Fizzy Flyers, which is like the Alka-Seltzer tablet that you put in.
Oh yeah, we've made those.
Yeah. I did the Bumblebee 2, where I put a piece of foam around it, and it was a yellow piece of foam, and I colored a stripe in the middle that was black, so that it would be like a little bumblebee, and it would go boop, and then that was it. But
the end of the Bumblebee.
Bumblebee 2. The Bumblebee 2.
Bumblebee 2 was short-lived.
Rest in peace. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad you've had the opportunity to start doing those things. But
yeah.
Encampment you got to do. How much time was between when you started doing in-person meetings and encampment, or did you go to encampment first before doing anything in person?
No. I got back from encampment like last month.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in camp for about a year.
Okay.
And like 2/3 of the year was online.
Okay.
I guess it wasn't really drilled into our brains that much to greet your officers. So guess what happened when we showed up at encampment? Greet your officers.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. So, what would you say the most challenging thing was when you went to encampment?
Oh boy.
Or maybe your top 3. Whatever is easier.
Well, I think it was either waking up that early in the morning. So they would come in at 5:30 in the morning with a giant Bluetooth speaker on top of this lady's head. And she would just come in running in and kind of yelling. And then they would have like hard rock music playing from the speaker. And then all the lights go off. Get out the door. You have 30 seconds. That's not the way you want to wake up.
Well, so with my encampment experience, 10 years ago, that's what we used to do with my wing. That is not what we did when I was cadet commander for encampment. We essentially made the students responsible to wake up themselves. And we were like, you have to be outside at this time with your reflector belts ready to go. And the cadet staff wouldn't say anything. And the students would just have to, like, file out and, like, know when to get up and, like, handle themselves.
Wait, did they have, like, watches to set alarms?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Did you guys not have watches?
Someone to wake up at 5 in the morning.
You didn't have watches at all?
Watches was, like, they said that they didn't want people wearing watches. Like, and I don't know who else. I don't know if there was anyone else with a watch. I brought my watch because my element leader at the time told me to.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, take it because they're going to wake you up and you want to be ready. They didn't really like it, though. They didn't want us to have watches.
Well, what's the training purpose of not having a watch?
I think they said they used to, like, allow it, but they didn't really like it anymore because when the cadets found out the schedule, like, routine, they'd be like, oh, it's 3:30, we have to go, we don't want to be late. And then they would basically start, like, bossing around the leaders of it's time to go.
But is that a bad behavior where people are taking personal initiative and doing time management skills?
That's an interesting way to put it. But I guess they just didn't want them, like, not messing. And I don't quite know the word for it, but, like, trying to do the staff's job.
Interesting. Because when I was cadet commander, I'm going to reference my cadet commander experience again, there was a flight where the flight staff didn't have to do anything by the end of the week. They didn't have to do the commands for, like, drilling the flight everywhere. There was one cadet who had, like, one of those Home Depot or Lowe's, like, giant gallon, or is it like a 3-gallon drum? And they would take a ruler and they would hit cadence. And they would be like, left, 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 left. And so I think like the guidon bearer would like lead the flight, and then the person with basically a drum would beat the cadence, and then the flight commander and flight sergeant just followed them, and they said, we need to go to this location, go to the DFAC or the dining facility, and then the students were just like, okay, we're going, and then they would go around with the drum. I thought it was amazing because it was like
That's really cool.
Self-leadership, and they were also in that performing phase as a team because they had come together so tightly. So I think for me, if I were running your encampment, I would want to increase that ability of people taking initiative, keeping track of time, and being like, okay, we've got 15 minutes to get from here to here. Let's go. Let's do it. I do understand the argument of not wanting smartwatches and Fitbits because those can be interruptive to the learning environment, or like someone could be trying to like text or something like that, and you're not really supposed to have phones as a distraction, like social media, bad. Boom. So I do agree with that, but like just having a normal analog watch, I don't see any problem with that personally, but every wing to each their own. Yeah. So what was your favorite memory of your encampment experience?
Cheese.
Do you say cheese?
Okay.
I thought you just said, like, flat out, just cheese. It's like...
Cheese was amazing.
Okay.
I think it was when we were at PT, the evening PT.
Okay.
And we were playing freeze tag. Oh, my bad. It wasn't freeze tag. It was a game where you would tag the person, and if you tagged them, if they came onto your side, they would go to the jail of the other side. Forgot what it was called.
I don't know. I do know the game, but...
It was basically that.
Okay.
And then we were playing on, like, this kind of, like, a slope. It was like
Was it
this.
Capture the Flag?
No, it was not Capture the Flag.
Okay. Sorry,
But
continue.
but if the person ran over, you would tag them, they would go to the other person's jail. And we had, like, just a little thing, like a valley. It's where we played. And then I was trying to, like... I was about to dash around to get one of the teammates, and then, like, when I was about to cross the line, I misstepped and I started, like, rolling down the hill. And then I hurt my ankle pretty bad. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna lose. And I just got up, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I was, like, about to cry. I was like, you know what, I'm fine. I just got up, I started running, and I freed 2 of our people. And everyone was like, yay!
Did you take care of your ankle after that at least? Oh no.
I got some ice.
You need to take care of yourself. You can't just like roll your ankle and be like, oh, it's fine.
I wanted to take one for the team.
You just said it was pretty bad.
It was...
You made a decision in the heat of the moment to put the needs of the others ahead of your own. But for a game of just like team sports, is it worth it? I don't know.
We were playing against Alpha Flight, which was basically what the best flight there was. Like, they were well known. And I was like, no, we're not gonna lose. We're gonna show them. We were in Foxtrot Flight, so it was like the 2 enemies.
Okay. So Alpha was like the best, but then Foxtrot was trying to be the best.
Yeah.
You guys had a nice little rivalry going on.
Us to be the best.
Well, that's fun. Sometimes we would have little cadence wars where like the 2 flights would face each other, and they would just basically be screaming cadences as loud as they could.
We did that all the time.
And I don't know, like, I guess it's a good team building activity, but like,
a lot of us lost our voices after the second
No
day.
one knows how to use their diaphragms. You guys...
They didn't teach us that until the 4th day.
What's the point?
They would just make us go...
Wait, where's your point to your diaphragm.
I have
Where's your
no
diaphragm?
idea.
Okay, so, quick lesson here. I'm gonna scoot back here. So your diaphragm is right here. So you put your hand here. Put your hand here. And then you're gonna go, huh.
Ha.
And then you try to push your hand. You go, huh. Like, you can see my hands moving when I do that.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Huh. Right? So you put your hand right here. Go, huh. And you push the hand out. That's using your diaphragm. So when you're using your command voice, you use the diaphragm, and the sound comes from down here and not up here. Not here. Because I hate when people are like, I screamed so much I lost my voice. It's like, what is the training purpose of you losing your voice? What good does that do anyone? If you had any big takeaways from encampment, what would the, like, one big takeaway be from your experience?
One of the things I learned would be stepping up. Because
Okay.
they would make us do, like, group activities. And I was like, okay, who wants to, like, do this? And everyone just, like, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Did you guys get to do any, like, air assault course or, like, obstacle courses?
No, I wish we did.
That's too bad. Maybe next year when you go back as cadet staff.
Ah, yes, I would love to go back as a cadet staff.
What position would you want to serve in?
Flight sergeant.
That's a good one. Good choice. Good choice. But you're a staff sergeant right now. So if you really wanted to, couldn't you promote to be a cadet officer almost by the time of encampment?
I could. I don't know if I want to, though.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, I want to, like, rank up, but at the same time, I want to, like, get all the stuff that I can get while I'm here.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely fair. Well, some people, they join when they're older. You're a little bit on the younger side for cadets, which is not a problem, but sometimes people join when they're, like, 16 or 17 and they're about to graduate from high school and they're like, I want to get my spots, but also I'm going to graduate in 9 months. And I'm like, well, you could consider that a challenge and then do cadet stuff in college. But that's up to you. And sometimes people are like, yeah, I'll do it. And some people are like, nah, I'll just go for my Mitchell and be happy with it. I'm like, okay, good for you. You know what you want, and you go get what you want. Respect. So I'm going to change gears here on you. And I'm going to ask you, since you are from ye old Michigan wing, what is one unique thing to your wing that you would like to share with our audience today?
Well, we do this thing called Operation Wolverine. It's basically an emergency services training over the weekend where the cadets are the ones leading it.
Interesting. Most times, I believe senior members normally lead those sort of activities, so that's pretty interesting. I would be interested to see, like, an incident commander cadet. I wonder how they would select that person. Oh, I have so many questions, but I know that I would probably need to attend that if I really wanted to know more. Well, maybe I should go visit Michigan and just be like, show me Operation Wolverine, and they'll be like, oh, this is it. And I'll be like, okay. Cool. That's very cool. Like, there are some really unique opportunities that each wing provides, like California wing with their cadet conference, and Washington wing, I forget what the activity is called, but they do, like, a weekend-long activity where cadets teach a bunch of different topics to everyone else in the wing, which is pretty cool. I think that's in Washington. But yeah, so I guess Operation Wolverine is that unique thing for Michigan people. And actually, I will include the link in the description for those of you who are interested, whether or not you're actually from Michigan Wing, if you want to know more info. And it'll be in the description. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I do not.
Okay, so then my final question would be, do you have any words of wisdom that you would like to bestow upon our viewership today?
I've met a lot of people who want to just, like, soar through the ranks, and I wanted to do that when I started too, which was unfortunate timing because I could not learn a lot being virtual. So I would say, I know you think it's a good idea, go as fast as you can. But if I had just become staff sergeant like last winter, that I know I would not have been ready for that. So I'm glad I kind of got the extra year and just honestly, I kind of miss being an airman because that was just wonderful. You were just there and you were just there learning.
Mm-hmm.
So take your time.
Responsibility. Oh, no.
Enjoy the airman ranks. Those are the fun ones.
I think all of them are fun in their own way.
That's true.
Because now
But I
you
feel
have
like
to do things with people.
Like heavier and heavier when you go on.
Yes, there is more responsibility. With great power comes responsibility. Yes, but I think that's the beauty of the cadet program, because when you initially join, it's like all that self-leadership, and then by the end, you can lead a group of 100 people and confidently do so with all the organizational skills and communication skills that you have, that you learned earlier on. So that's pretty cool. But very, very wonderful words of wisdom. So thank you, Sergeant. Very much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching, and we're going to go away now. So thank you, guys, and bye-bye.